Coming up on SportsBit, Betting Insight today, Paulie and Teddy at Paulie Howard on Twitter at Teddy_covers. All right, you wanted to revisit this, Teddy. We're doing pros, Joes again.
Yes, I did, Paul. And the reason I wanted to revisit it, of course, it was on one show. We had a bunch of technical issues that day. The show came out really late. And I continue to get questions on Twitter. Who do the pros like? Who's the sharp money on? Who are the Joes like? Who are the square? What are the square bets? Teddy, you like a square side. What's up with that? As if there's something intrinsically or inherently wrong with being with the public. Now, there's a ton of differences between pros and Joes. That being said, I have no problems being on a square side if I think the square side is the right side. I have no problems being on a sharp side if I think the sharp side is the right side. The two sides look at things differently. What we're trying to do on this segment is to explain the difference in the thought processes between pros and Joes. If you're looking to improve your handicapping, obviously, you'd like to be, into your thought process, more like a pro than like a Joe.
Number one, my favorite Jimmy Vaccaro line. The public bets teams. Professionals bet numbers.
Yeah, and that's the absolute truth of it. I mean, when I go to a meeting every Tuesday called the Tuesday Group. It's a legendary group here in Vegas, a bunch of old-timers who've been betting since before I was born. And every single comment around the table is, I got so-and-so at plus 6.5. I got so-and-so at minus 2.5. It's never, I got so-and-so. It's always, I got them at this number. And there are a ton of games, every week where you talk about, well, who do the Sharps like? Well, the Sharps liked whoever, but they liked them before the line moved 3 points ago. No question that Sharps are much more interested in the actual number that they're getting than your casual bettors, your recreational players.
Number two, don't overreact to the last thing you saw. Don't just go based on what the last thing you saw was.
And let's just take a look at Arizona-Buffalo in the NFL this week as your classic example. Oh, my God, the Bills just got smacked. Oh, my God, Arizona just looked great. What? The line's coming on Buffalo? And I talked to a couple of guys who are amateur bettors this week. How the heck can the money come? What? How? Wow, what? It doesn't even make any sense why the money would come on Buffalo in their minds. What's going to happen is that pros are going to expect variance from what they saw last week. It's not the team that you saw every single week. It's what team you're going to get this week. That's what the Sharps are concentrating on.
Joes want to bet, we can tie these two together. Joes want to bet on TV games, and they also the get out game or get even with Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and when it comes to pros, pros could care less if it's on TV or not. They're going to bet wherever they have an edge. And again, that's just, are you betting for recreation? Hey, there's something on TV, let's throw a couple of bucks. That's fine. But if you're serious about winning, you're going to bet where you have an edge, not because it's on TV. And, of course, the whole Monday night thing. Let's put it this way. Pros don't bet double or nothing ever, whether they're up or whether they're down. It just doesn't happen.
All right, don't blow your bankroll on one game, a mistake the Joes make, because, the pros have to withstand a losing streak, because at some point you're going to hit a skid.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if you're the best bettor in the world or the worst bettor in the world. Everybody is going to have slumps. Everybody's going to have hot streaks. The question is, can you withstand a slump? I've seen guys who would consider themselves to be, they're recreational players, but they're serious recreational players. And if they have a bad weekend, they're out of business, because they're betting 10 and 20 and 30% of their bankroll in any given game. Everyone's going to have a skid. The key is, if you protect your bankroll, if you bet a smaller percentage of that bankroll, you can withstand those skids, and be standing on the other side.
Joes ignore sample sizes and only bet when they have time.
Yeah, and the pros do the database research, and I'm not talking to everybody, but time is the key issue here. All right, Joes are going to bet when they have time, and they're not going to do a whole lot of research. And the pros, of course, they're going to monitor lines all week. That's one of the things we try to do here on SportsBet. Say, hey, if you want to bet this game, bet it now. You want to bet that side, wait till later. Hopefully that can help you be more like a pro. When it comes to database research, there are a handful of really good websites out there that will help you find good information that's not necessarily team-based, but league-based. That's where your best trends come from.
And pros are monitoring line moves, the lines rather, all week.
Sure. You got a live odds screen on pretty much 24/7.
Uh-huh.
We all have it.
Yep, the Joes go crazy with the luck factor. I got beat on a Hail Mary. I got beat on a 4th and 20, and so on.
Yeah, and of course, the luck factor's allowed to drive you crazy. But what it's not, it's oh my God, I can't believe that they got stopped from the 1 inch line. They were first to goal, I mean, or oh my God, you see the pick six at the end of the game and it killed my underbet. They're going to happen. You're going to take bad beats, just like the slumps, just like hot streaks. Going to happen over the course of a season. You're going to take a bad beat, or 2, or 3, or 5, or be unlucky for a month straight. You can't let it drive you crazy. And it's just a matter of calmness. Pros have been in the game longer, I think. That allows them to stay calmer when things go lousy.
When the Joes are on a losing streak, they should dial it down, but they ramp it up and bet more.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, as a bookie, I remember back in my days as a bookie, this was the biggest mistake people made. They would bet more when they're losing. And when they're winning and they're seeing things clearly, let's protect our gains. Let's protect our game. And the pros do the exact opposite. All right, when you're seeing things clearly, when you're in a good form and good rhythm, that's the time to step up your wager size. Your bankroll is growing. You're allowed to raise your wager sizes when your bankroll is growing. And then, of course, when you're ice cold and you can't pick a winner and nothing is making sense and the games aren't jumping off the page at you, that's not the time to step up your wager size. Joes do it the exact opposite, the way that pros do it, and it hurts them.
Joes lose on parlays and teasers. How about pros?
Not so much. And we talked about teasers last week on our Wednesday deep dive. Next week, we'll talk about how pros beat parlays, which is supposedly the biggest square bet out there. There are parlay strategies that absolutely work. We'll share them with you next Wednesday, right here on Sports Bits Deep Dive.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.